So yeah, this is a new series. Why is this a new series? Cause I'm going to be finishing one of my series soon. If you may not know what series that is, I want you to think carefully. Think carefully. It's not one of them right that I was doing right now. It's actually one of the ones that I have not been posting for a while. I want you to guess in the comments, and I'll tell you whether it's correct or not. So yeah. So this is a new series. Something that somebody commented, and quite honestly, it was what if Deku was emotionless. I like this. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. So I know there's a lot of things that say a lot of comments. Like a lot of you guys are commenting like different what ifs. Like there's even somebody counting the days. It's not that I don't want to post them. It's not that I don't want to post them. It's just that, well, I need my time to look up that character as well, my nigga. I need my information too. Cause, like I said, your boy Lotus What Ifs is too busy reading mangas to watch animes right now. So I only do like watching the animes like when I have time. But if it's an anime I've already watched or anything like that, yeah, I'll definitely do it. So yeah. So this is What If Deku Was Emotionless. The ship for this one, it's a ship I've never done. I mean, we covered 2 characters from the Wild Wild Pussycats. Why not add the third? And that is Ragdoll. Yay! I know, right? So yeah. I'm not gonna lie. If I were to do a female tiger, I feel like Tiger would probably be Mandalay. But all right then. So let's get into it. So this is What If Deku Was Emotionless. We're not starting where he was born. Because we all know when Deku was born, Hazashi thought, let me dip on him. So, yeah, Hazashi dipped. So yeah. You know what? In this one, Hazashi, he had like a dark purple hair, and the light green in Inko's hair turned his hair to, well, turned the hair into a light purple, which makes Izuku's hair, alright? So yeah, so, like, you see that around his neck? Just imagine that gone. Those ear piercings gone. So, yeah. And those sparkly ass eyes gone. Them shits are dark purple, alright? Dark purple. Alrighty then. So, in this one, the quirkless population is not 20%. Why? Because I actually searched up 7.5, like, do 7.5, no, 7.8 billion, like, 7 billion, 8 million times 20%, and you'll see that shit goes over a billion. So, we can't have the quirkless population like that, can we now? And they said that All For One was the reason why most people are quirkless. So, why isn't All Might dead yet? Like, if he's the reason why 20% of the population is quirkless, All Might should have been on his deathbed by the time he got the quirk from Nana. Nana should have been on her deathbed before she got the quirk from the 7th. Same for the 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, and 2nd. The first user, he should have got clapped when he rebelled against One For All. One For All should have smacked that man's flying across the wall. So I don't see no way in hell like Deku was going to beat All For One. Unless this nigga had a major power boost, and we know damn well that no 7 ass quirks, some weak 7 quirks, can do anything compared to what? 1,258,000,000? Like, bro, what? Like, look at that number. 7. Compared to that number, bro? You're getting completely smacked. It doesn't matter how you look at it. Oh, shit. The quirk stockpiles, no. They're beating All For One when they get to the infinite user. Nah, yeah, the infinite user. Because we know, like, this man All For One is stealing quirks left and right. He see a quirk, snatch. I like yours, snatch. I like yours, snatch. I like yours, snatch. Like, bro. Like, how you expect to defeat this man All For One when he continuously adding on to his quirks? And you're telling me this man only has 1 quirk that's keeping him alive? Bull. This man All For One probably replicated them shits. Probably got billions. I'm not gonna lie. If I was all for one, first thing I'm doing is getting a duplication quirk. Getting a duplication quirk, stealing a cloning quirk. You could already see the cycle from here. The whole world would be quirkless. I'm king of the world now. I'll smack niggas left and right. There is no such thing as hierarchy in this world. Like, deadass. But anyways, after talking about some broken ass, weird ass, nasty ass, bullshit ass logic in My Hero Academia, let's get on to the what if. All for One's not Hazashi in this, cause All for One ain't gonna be no Hazashi, cause I said so. The only reason I be doing that is for plot convenience. So quirkless population is about 5%. Just enough for Deku to possibly die. Cause we know if there's 1 billion, an exact number of a billion of niggas that have no power in this world, we know damn well that your asses would not be doing this in real life. Unless the population of My Hero Academia is lower than the billions. And I know damn well it is not. Okay then. So Deku's quirk, well, not quirk, but power is gonna be break. He has the power to break. I'm joking. I'm gonna stop now. I was gonna make Deku have the weakest power. And somebody said, what if I was in My Hero Academia? I'm gonna be dead ass with you. I'm gonna make it, but I'm gonna give myself a simple, weak ass elemental control. Why? Because even if I had a weak ass elemental control, I'd be able to kill every villain with just wind itself, so it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm be going up against this man's Deku. This man's Deku gonna try to fight me. Oh, look at that. Deku hidden air. Can't even touch me. Like, bro, imagine they had sports. You go to the basketball court, Bakugo using his quirk. Mean nothing but net with just wind. Like, bro, what? You expect me not to clap you in a game of basketball if I had those elements, bro? I'm putting heat on them balls with them flames, bro. I'm not playing with you. So, Deku's quirk. Let me explain it exactly. And I'm gonna say this now. I apologize for what part 2 of What If Deku Was a Todoroki has become. It was a short video. Why? Because your boy Lotus Woodis was feeling blue. Alright, I had to listen to some blues music after that. And plus the void of emptiness opened up in my heart again. So, like, I just had to shut that shit off. Yeah. The only time that shit actually opens up is when I feel really lonely. Really, really lonely. So there's no stopping it. Unless, like, I go outside and just go see people. Not interact, but actually look at niggas. So, yeah. So, Izuku Midoriya, Deku, Izu. His quirk is break. It allows him to break. I'm gonna say that now. It allows him to break anything, anyone, anywhere, every place. Alright? It doesn't matter if it's actuality, fiction, reality. He can break anything. Alright? He can break it to the point where mystical fictional animals come inside their world and start kicking ass and rampaging. So this man's Deku is not just a god level threat. No! This man is an existence level threat. Like, this man's can destroy existence itself just by saying break. Like, this man's can point in the air, say existence, and then break, and that shit is broken. Like, are you really gonna stop this man's Deku? No, you're not. But anyways, Deku can use the broken shards. Yes, he can use the broken shards of the things that he breaks. So, Deku can use broken shards of reality. I'm joking with you. I'm deadass with you. Sorry, not joking. I meant deadass. I'm deadass with you. This man's gonna break reality. Take a shard, stab it into somebody, and say, alright then, now you run by the world's logic. Which means, physically, you should not have a power. So, you're now quirkless. Let me smack you around some more. Like, for real, for real. So imagine this man's Deku just happens to, I don't know, think about, breaking reality and letting a fictional character come in here. What character? He just so happened to be watching Pokemon. He sees Arceus. Break! Arceus. Whomst has break! Takes the shards of Arceus. Damn, look at that. I'm the new Pokemon master. Shit. Hold on. Alrighty then. Alrighty, I'm back. So yeah. So, this man's Deku, he's breaking reality, fiction, elements, anything like that. So if he absorbs the shards that he has broken, he can ultimately get a piece of that ability. So if he were to, well, possibly take a piece of air, that nigga could possibly, have infinite abilities of air. Why? Because air is everywhere on this planet and it is endless. So, yeah. Unless you cut down the fucking trees. I don't see that happening. And Deku's not letting trees die out, so I don't see that happening. This man's Deku, he is, well, breaking space, taking that shit, time, earth, taking that shit, fire, damn. This man Deku is gonna be a little too OP for his own good, but who cares, right? You may be wondering, what about Ragdoll? Is she gonna lose her quirk as well? No, Deku's not letting that happen. Deku's not letting that happen. Like, the day All For One take Ragdoll quirk, Deku going, yo, this man is on demon time. Like, this man Deku is going to give All For One that black Air Force energy. Like, shit, he going to give him black Air Force energy beyond compare. Like, it's like some creased, dirty, high top, black Air Force energy. So yeah, that's the type of energy Deku gonna be giving All For One. He not gonna play with All For One, alright? So yeah, he gonna be disrespected All For One. The greatest respect of them all is to have Deku beat your ass. That's what Deku thinks when it comes to him fighting All For One. Alright then. So Deku has a relatively normal childhood in his house. He has the same childhood in his house. Because Inko, she still got that soft spot, that nice personality, and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, like, Deku not going through any traumatizing scene or anything like that. He only gonna get emotionless when he loses. When he gives into his depression. And that's gonna be at the age of 4. So, that means it's gonna be, like, right after he gets his quirk. Like, after Baku goes bullying. Like, a whole year. No, 5. Yeah. When he turns 5, he's gonna give into his depression. Like, fuck it. I'm not gonna be a hero. I'm not gonna be a hero. Might as well get depressed, right? Forget about mine. So, yeah. And the way he loses his emotions is gonna be really interesting. So yeah, like, unless Deku absorbs the shards of his emotions, he's not getting his emotions back. So, like, if you understand what that means, you should probably understand what that means. So yeah. So Deku, he has that relatively normal childhood, talking to Inko, I want to be a hero and stuff like that, picking out hero names like All Might Jr., Mighty Boy and shit like that. So yeah. So, they still have that relationship and stuff like that, until the fateful day where Izuku is pronounced as quirkless. Izuku Midoriya is pronounced as quirkless, and he's having the worst time of his life. Hazashi is a deadbeat who did not like Inko at all. Like, they were put in a quirk marriage, so yeah, that's how it basically worked. And Mama Inko, sadly is gonna have to, boop, gonna have to go. So yeah, so Deku, he lives a relatively normal childhood until the fateful day where he's told he's quirkless. And Hazashi has been, keeping in about, how life is with Inko and, his son, or supposed son, what he thinks is, because he doesn't see Izuku as his son. He doesn't really care about Izuku. Like, his care for Izuku is really low. So, yeah. So, he kills his shit. I'm a dumbass. So the doctor says he can't be a hero, and Deku, he still has that shocked expression, but he has like hope. He has hope that he can be a hero. And we skip to like a year later, and it's basically Bakugo bullying him, saying, "Oh, you can't be a hero," and stuff like that. Like, take in mind, like, this is like around let's say around October. Yeah, October. School already started. Preschool already started again. So yeah, it's around October, and Bakugo's bullying Deku. So yeah, like the whole scene where Bakugo, like in the beginning of the series, like the anime where you saw Deku lying on the ground saying all men are not born equal. Yeah, that already passed. So yeah, the kid that was getting bullied by Bakugo, also bullied Deku. They set him up for failure, basically. So yeah, so Deku tried to be a hero. He got set up, and he wasn't taking it too kindly. He doesn't want revenge. He just doesn't like people doing that. Like he finds it as disrespectful and well mean, as a 4-year-old would say, or 5-year-old now. So yeah, because remember, I think his birthday's in June or July. It's either one of those. Oh shit, I'm a dumbass. I'm not deleting these. So yeah, so Deku does that, and so yeah, so Deku, he says, okay, I could still be a hero until one day, while they were crossing the bridge, it's basically the fateful day where Bakugo falls down that bridge and Deku goes to help, just trying to be nice, until Bakugo snaps at him, starts yelling at him, telling him he's useless and stuff like that, telling him he can't be a hero, he's gonna kill himself, he's gonna kill everyone around him, he's useless, look at him, it's his fault that he fell and stuff like that, basically blaming everything that happened in his life on Izuku, which means Mitsuki hitting him, blamed on Izuku, basically. And Izuku, he developed this mindset from Bakugo, like, after hearing that everything in this world is his fault. Like, Bago has basically told him, like, everything, like rape and stuff like that. Because, like, he watches the news with Mitsuki and stuff like that. And he hears his parents' conversation about, like, the news. So, yeah, like, unless it's, like, sexually related, like, Bakugo doesn't know about that. But, like, if it's anything, like, that's not sexually related, he knows about it. Like rape, yeah. Like, he knows about it because, well, he didn't really see, like, any, like, rated R films or footage or anything. He just, like, hears the word. And he searched up the definition. Like, he never searched, like, up, like, a video, but, like, the definition, yeah, he found it out, and he was like, alright then. So, yeah, so he's basically blaming everything on Deku, and Deku's getting hit this mindset. Like, for a whole hour straight, Deku is just getting cussed out by Bakugo. Oh, cursed out, not cussed out, ew. He's getting cursed out by Bakugo, and, stuff like that. And, the two bullies, like, the ones with the wing, the one with the long fingers, they basically looking at Izuku with pity. They're looking at Izuku with pity. Well, mostly the one with the wings, basically. Because he won't be in the anime, remember? He got turned into a Nomo, sadly. If you don't know that, well, I feel sad for your brain. If you don't know. So, yeah. So, Deku, he's basically, like, somewhat shattered and broken at the same time. Like, you could see a crack in his eyes. Like, his pupils are cracked. Like, you could see a crack in the middle of it. Like, Bakugo doesn't notice this because Deku, he's hiding his eyes. Like, it's like that shadow thing over his eyes and stuff like that in anime. So yeah, it's basically showing that as basically Bakugo pushes Izuku and says, "Get up, we're leaving." As Deku, he mumbles, "Alright," as Bakugo turns around and says, "What did you say, nerd?" As he says, "Alright," as they go home and stuff like that. Inko sees him and says, "Izuku, are you okay?" As she gets Izuku, she starts taking off Izuku's clothes as she says that he's fine. As well, Inko, she says, "Come on, put your face up so I can take off your shirt." As when Izuku does that, Inko catches a glimpse of his eyes, but she thinks that she was hallucinating because she swore she saw a crack in his eyes. For some reason, she didn't know if that was possible or not, but she just thought, doesn't matter. But then, she's basically showering Izuku as she basically says, "Izuku, look at me so I can wash your face." And right when Izuku opens his eyes, Inko, she sees the crack. As, oh my god, that's loud. As she sees the crack, she feels sad. She feels sad in her head. She feels sad because she doesn't know why there's a crack. She just knows that it's probably something bad. Because a crack wouldn't come from something good. Unless, like, you're doing it for a job. Like, shit, that's like the only reason, like, a crack would be good. Like, in a job, like, being a builder and stuff like that. But anyways. So, Deku, he does that. And, he goes home. He goes to sleep one day. It's the same day where he got cussed out by Bakugo. And basically, Izuku goes to sleep. Izuku goes to sleep. And, he's having a nightmare. He's having a nightmare that he can't wake up from. Like, as in he can't wake up, like his body is not moving or anything like that. It's not like he has sleep paralysis. It's that his mind refuses to let him out. As Deku's basically hearing replays of everything that Bakugo said to him over and over again. And this goes on like multiple times in his head. Like he's heard, like it's been say Zuko got home by 7. Yeah, he got home by 7, so like 6 hours. It's 1 in the morning, basically. No, 7 hours. It's 2 in the morning, basically. It's 2 in the morning, and basically Deku, he's heard it about, like, take in mind, it's been like 7 hours by now. It's been 7 hours, but to him, he feels like he's been hearing it for years. For years and years and years and years, to the point where he's growing older and older and older and just hearing the words. Until Deku, he gives up. Like, he went insane from this, as he yells in his head, "I wish my emotions would break," as all of a sudden, all the emotions that are, basically all the words and colors that are of the words that are shaking around in Izuku's head, and basically the somewhat bright colors, the tiny colors in Izuku's head, basically stop. As all of a sudden you hear silent crackling. You hear like a crackling sound on all around him. As he says, "Huh, what's happening?" As he's yelling due to the crackling sound, because it's getting annoying. It's really annoying him, because this is like millions of years worth of words just going into his head and stuff like that. Basically, every negative comment that could ever exist, like every negative comment that somebody could say, think of, is basically flooding into his head. As Deku, he basically hears crackling and he's going insane, basically, and stuff like that, just scratching his face and stuff like that. It's not like he's going insane in reality, it's just in his mind. As Izuku, hold on, let me show you what his eyes look like. So yeah, so this is basically what Deku's eyes look like when he wakes up. It's not like all black and stuff like that. Like the black spots, they're white, and the spots that are white, like the cracked parts, they're purple, because like the purple parts of Izuku's pupil have like seeped into the cracks, basically. So Izuku's eyes are not actually the same. So basically, he saw like a lot of dust inside his mindscape, and it was from his emotions and basically everything he saw being broken. Not really his mind itself, but like the negative thoughts, positive, negative, anything that can inflict an emotion upon him was basically destroyed. So his mind is still intact. He can still think perfectly fine, stuff like that. So the only emotions that he can actually feel is curiosity and interest and stuff like that. So him feeling love is kind of hard. So it's kind of gonna be hard for him to fall in love with Pixie Bob. So no, not Pixie Bob, Ragdoll. Sorry. So yeah. So Deku, he wakes up the next day. Like, Izuku, he woke up in cold sweat. I'm gonna say this now. He woke up all sweaty and stuff like that. As he went downstairs and he rubbed his eyes and said, "Good morning, Mom." As Inko heard a little bit of bass in his mouth, as she was in his tone, and she was wondering, is he okay? As she says, yeah, as basically, like, they're walking to school, as Inko looks down at Izuku and smiles. As Izuku, he doesn't smile, he just shows a straight face and looks at Inko, and Inko, she notices that Izuku, his eyes are more cracked than it was yesterday. Quite honestly, it's as if his whole eye has turned into glass, and she's wondering what happened. As Izuku, he's kind of getting a feel of his powers thanks to curiosity and interest. Hold on. And we're back. So yeah. So Izuku, he somehow feels like he's enjoying himself. Well, he doesn't know what having the feeling of fulfillment is, basically, since he doesn't have feelings or emotions anymore. Like I said, the only feelings and emotions he feel are probably curiosity and interest. So yeah. So Izuku, he's curious about his abilities and stuff like that. So Deku, he goes to school, and Izuku, he's basically sitting down by himself, just reading a book. As Bakugo goes to bully Izuku, as Izuku, he's getting bullied and shit like that by Bakugo, and all of a sudden a word appears in his head. Break. That's when as Bakugo throws an explosion, and Deku, he says, mumbling under his breath, break. And all of a sudden, Bakugo, the explosion stops in midair, and Bakugo sees this, and he's like, what? As he pulls away his hand and sees that his hand is fine, but the explosion is still there. As all of a sudden, he touches the explosion, as the explosion basically crumbles into dust, as basically Izuku, he hears a voice in his head that says absorb, as he says it like while mumbling, and all of a sudden all the dust from the explosion goes inside of Izuku's body, as he hears a voice that says acquired explosion, as Izuku, he says, huh? As all of a sudden he sees that he's sweating abnormally, and he's like, what? As Bakugo tries to throw an explosion, as Deku, he puts out his hand to block it and unconsciously activates explosion, throwing an explosion as well as Bakugo. As Bakugo sees this, he's like, Deku, have you been hiding your quirk from me? So basically, Bakugo has that God complex at a young age. So yeah, hold on. So yeah, Deku, he unconsciously activates it, and he says, no, I don't even have a quirk. As Bakugo says stop lying and throws another explosion at Izuku, and unconsciously, Izuku, his body moves and throws another explosion to counter Bakugo's explosion. Because Bakugo's getting really furious and starting to, well, throw explosions like crazy, and that's when, well, Bakugo's drawback appears. And basically, his arms, he feels pain, as he says, aren't you feeling it? As Deku says, I don't know. As then he realizes, and then a voice, that mysterious voice, like it only talks to him when, like it says get a power or anything like that. So it doesn't really train Izuku. It's not like solo leveling or Great Sage or Raphael or anything. So yeah, hold on. And the voice says, due to you breaking the quirk, you have now eliminated any downfalls or drawbacks against the quirk, so you have unlimited access to the quirks without being held back. As Deku hears this, and his eyes widen a little bit. His eyes only widen a little bit, so it doesn't really show much. As he says, oh, alright then. So, Izuku, he gets up and he thinks, what if I... So he puts his hands to the ground and basically explosions appear as he starts floating. Bakugo says, what? How? As he's basically throwing explosions in the air trying to hit Deku, but none of them are hitting Deku. We all know that. As Deku, he just flies away. Now, take in mind, like, for the whole day, like, Izuku was not in class. Izuku was not in class for the whole day. And while he was out, Izuku... he saw, like, he was basically walking into an alleyway where he saw two suspicious men talking, saying, oh, stuff like that, like, oh, I'm gonna kill you and shit like that. And these two men happened to be All For One and, well, a young hero. As All For One just finished killing the hero, while the hero's last dying words were, I'm gonna kill you. As All For One laughs and says, yeah, sure. As Deku, he's petrified. As all of a sudden, All For One, he hears like a little whine from Izuku as he turns around and says, oh, hello there, little man. Come here, let me see what your quirk is. As all of a sudden, 5 black and red tendrils appear out of All For One's hand. As... basically, it goes and tries to hit Deku, but all of a sudden, the word break appears in Deku's head again, immediately, right after, as the tendrils appear in front of him. As he says stutteringly, but break! As all of a sudden, the black tendrils start shattering, to the point where it gets to All For One's hand, and All For One's hand starts to shatter, but then he cuts his arm off at the elbow. So basically, he has a bloody elbow. And Izuku, he says, so that's how it works. Absorb. As he absorbs the black tendrils, as the voice says, No ability acquired. All for one. Now, hold on. So yeah, so I forgot where I left off immediately. So yeah, he absorbs all for one. And Deku already knows the basics that when he uses break, the whole drawbacks or anything holding him back from using the quirk to its fullest capabilities are taken off. So he can use it to its fullest capabilities, but he only has to train it to make it evolve. So immediately he gets the rundown of all for one's quirk, basically the whole tendrils and stuff like that, forcefully making them activate their quirk, forcefully disabling their quirk and shit like that. So, and he thinks, okay, I'm gonna take his quirk, basically all of his quirks, as he proceeds to basically, well, the tendrils appear, and basically Deku and All For One are basically having a full-out battle of tendrils, basically a full-on tendril battle, basically fighting each other. As basically, when All For One pulls out all his stocks, like take in mind, like nobody knows about this until All For One decides to go actually 100% against Deku. So basically that whole thing that he did against All Might, he's doing to Deku, and basically all the top 10 heroes are hearing about this and stuff like that, which means basically every hero in the area basically came running to see a kid that's not even 6 years old yet fighting the number one villain. As All Might goes and says, all for one, but then he remembers he's at his time limit for the day. He cannot do any more hero work. As he says, damn it, I'm useless. That kid's gonna die because of me. As All For One says, you will feel my might, boy. As he charges at Deku. As Deku, he just touches All For One's hand and says, break, in a tiny voice, because he's only finding interest in the battle. He finds interest in the battle, but he's more curious about the quirks that All For One holds. And since I said All For One is the reason for, well, the 20% population, well, weakening, basically quirkless. So All For One has about, like, I think I said 1,628, right? So yeah, Deku's gonna have all 101, yeah, all those quirks. So Deku, he does that, and all of a sudden a message pops in his head. Would you like to break the whole being or just the body part? As Deku says in his head, the whole being. Now, everything I said in Deku might sound like a happy tone, like when I'm saying it, but in actuality, I want you to imagine Deku saying it in an emotionless voice. I'm outside doing this video, so yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of noise. I apologize, I'm keeping the phone as close to my mouth as possible so you guys can hear me closer, but like the noise is not that well close to me, so you won't hear a lot of it. So Deku, he does that, and basically, All For One, he stops moving in midair. And the heroes are wondering what happened, as Deku, he goes to All For One, and All For One says, what have you done? As Deku, he says, I beat you. Bye, sir. As he touches All For One, and All For One just turns into falling shards of glass, as his last final words is, I'll meet you in hell. That's what he says to Izuku. As Izuku, he doesn't feel offended by this. Like I said, Izuku is emotionless, so he doesn't have feelings or anything like that. The only thing he feels is curiosity and interest. So basically, Izuku, he goes, and he does that, and he basically says absorb. Like, he says all of these things in a mumbling tone. Like, he doesn't actually say all of these things out loud. He says it in a mumbling tone. So everything he says is in a mumbling tone, since, yeah. So basically, it's not like Deku forgives Bakugo for what he did. It's just that, like, he doesn't see violence as, well, a resort to answering his problems. So yeah, so Deku, he absorbs all the quirks, and basically you just hear like a billion things happening to Izuku's head as Deku passes out. And well, the heroes see this and they catch Izuku as he passes out. As the heroes go to catch him, well, mostly Endeavor. In this one, Endeavor's not abusive, so yeah, surprisingly, right? I made an Endeavor that's not abusive. So Endeavor's not abusive. He's the first one to catch Deku. In this one, he actually cares for his kids, and he's more fond of little kids than older kids. Sure, he can hang out with older kids and stuff like that, but he's more fond of little kids. I don't feel like I should make a character like this. Hold on. So yeah, I changed my mind. I'm gonna make it. So Endeavor, he's not abusive. You will be hearing a loud sound in 3, 2, and possibly 1. I don't know. It depends on like the quality of the sound. Not really quality, but oh, look at that. So yeah. So Deku, he's basically in his mindscape. He's having like a headache in his mindscape, basically, due to like getting multiple powers at once. Just hearing this multiple voice, as he says, "Okay, stop. You don't have to tell me all the time." As the voice it quiets, and because it knows, like, since Izuku is the wielder of this ability, he could legitimately break the thing that speaks and stuff like that. He could legit break it, so and add it to the pile of emotions that he does not want to feel, or thoughts, or anything like that. As Deku finds it a nuisance after and he says, "You know what? I'm getting rid of you." Like, he doesn't say this in an angry tone. He just says this in a nonchalant, "I don't care" tone. As he says, "Power monitor break." As the voice, basically a voice box comes out, as it basically breaks, and Azuku adds it to the pile of emotions and feelings that he does not have or care about. So Deku, he does that. So he wakes up a week later. He wakes up a week later. Because All For One, he only took quirks like one by one, but Deku, he just took in more than 1 million quirks all at once, so it was more of a strain on him. But since his body is kind of being nurtured by All For One's quirks of, intelligence and stuff like that, so Izuku, he doesn't really feel like hurt or anything like that. So since there's no All For One, there won't be no Pixie Bob losing her quirk. I guess you see where this is going, right? Yeah. So Deku does that, and he wakes up. He wakes up, puffing and puffing, and there he sees All Might, Endeavor, and the top 10 heroes, including Miracle, Honks, Best Genius, Edgeshot, Ryuku, and stuff like that. As basically, Best Genius says, "You're finally awake." As Midoriya says, "Who are you?" As he doesn't say it like that, he says, who are you? As basically the heroes are shocked. Alright, they're shocked. The one that's most shocked is Best Genius. Why? Because he didn't expect a kid that is only 5 years old to have such a deep voice. Like, he doesn't have like that deep voice, but he has like a deep voice. He has how may I help you? Basically, that type of deep voice. As they're like, shouldn't he have a squeaky voice? Like, basically, All Might and Endeavor are saying this to each other. Like, they look at each other and they're saying this. As basically, All Might said, basically, "Kid, what did you do with All For One?" Izuku says, "I killed him, and I guess I took his power." As immediately, Izuku is put into handcuffs. Like, immediately put into handcuffs. Deku says, what's going on?" As All Might says, "Well then, you've killed many innocents with your actions of killing the number 1 villain, and so forth. You shall be taking on the crimes of him and yours." Just want to lift up a 20-ton boulder and put them on the heads of them trucks, bro. Them shits be loud. As Deku hears this and he feels, they're putting the crimes of him on me. As basically, Deku is sentenced to 20 years in jail. Now, it's only been, well, 5 years. All right, no, 2 years. So Zuko, he is now 8. So Deku, he is now 8. All right. Now, since he is 8, he doesn't really. He can still get traumatized. So this is where it's gonna come in. So Deku, he's been getting beaten, hit by the villains and stuff like that. And he instantly heals. Why? Because, well, the thing with break, it takes out like anything that has to do with like, so like if it's like a quirk, Izuku takes out the fact that it's like, breaks the fact that it's a quirk. It just makes it like an ability that he has, a natural ability. So Izuku, every time he gets out, he looks perfectly fine. As everybody's wondering how is he fine, he's wearing quirky racing bullets. And like they only see like him healing, they don't know about his super strength or anything like that, because if they did, they'd probably think, shit, this kid, he could possibly kill us all in a matter of seconds. Bro, is that a fire truck? Who is burning? Yo, who is burning this late at night? I'm not playing these games. Go burn somewhere else, bro. Don't burn around here. I don't care if you burning right now, nigga. Run. Run your ass somewhere else. Because I know damn well your ass is not going to be burning here. So, yeah. Nah, I'm going to tell y'all this now. I'm one person that does not give a fuck about anything. You could be dying right in front of me. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to look at you. I'm legit going to look at you. You're going to be asking me for help, and I'm going to say no. Not only no, but fuck no. I'm not helping you. Like, no. Because if I help you, the same nigga that killed you is coming after me for helping you. Because it seemed like you had some grudge with that nigga. And if I come into contact with you, that nigga's going to see me as a possible target and a friend of yours and possibly an enemy in the future. And that nigga's immediately coming after me, knowing damn well that I have no fighting skills whatsoever, no combat experience, and shit like that. He's going to be thinking that. Until his mans come roll up to the block and I fucking stab this nigga in the heart. Like, that ass. Hold on. So yeah, this man is Deku. He's, I wouldn't say like he's doing great, because, well, mentally, because normally if he actually had a mindset filled with emotions, he'd be filled with hate, anger, and many more. Apart from like happiness or any cheerful emotions, basically, or feelings. So, let's skip to 2 years later, where like somehow there is an outbreak, like some prisoners managed to break off the quirk canceling handcuffs, and well, started breaking shit. They broke quirk canceling handcuffs and shit like that of other of villains, and well, niggas started doing a rampage. So like these are the top criminals, like not the top criminals to the point where they're gonna turn like, oh, the whole hero society in Japan into shit like it did in the manga, but like shit. So yeah, this is not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler since I didn't really tell you how it looks, but all I told you is like it's completely shit. So yeah. So like top villains like Shigaraki, Toga, Dabi, Muscular, and shit like that, they're not there. Alright, so don't worry about that. That's for another time. And when that time comes, we'll pass it by. So Deku, he's basically just like roaming the streets basically after like the whole jailbreak, and everybody sees him, and basically they clearly see that this man does not give a care in the world. He does not seem to be like wanting to do any villainous acts. Like everybody sees this, and he looks hungry as fuck. And there happens to be a nice girl, like she's not related to Pixie Bob or anything, or Mandela or anything like that. She just happens to be some random girl on the streets, and you know, she brings Deku a crepe and like some apple and shit like that. She gives Deku some food. She gave him a soda and shit like that, and Deku ate and shit like that. And so Deku was going home, and he's wearing some like torn up ragged clothes and shit like that, cause like he's been getting beat up and cut and shit like that. He hasn't gotten raped. Why? Cause like bro, like if like I could be a villain, but like I'm gonna look at a child and not think of rape. That's the first thing I'm not thinking of. Like if I ever see somebody near a child, like I could be in jail and I see you go near a child ready to rape that nigga, best be known I'm grabbing you by your head and slamming your head against the wall. Like, I will legitimately send you to the hospital inside that jail cell, bro. I don't care. Because I'm 100% not standing there listening to a little kid moan in pain due to you sticking they like your how could I say, your eggplant inside of they peach or their Virginia. Cause if you do that, bro, I swear to God, I'm doing exactly as I said. I'm slamming your head into the wall, not just once, but multiple times, to the point where you don't just have a concussion or a busted head, but to the point where your brain is physically unable to function. To the point where that head slamming will reach your brain. Like your brain will have a physical dent in it. Like niggas will be looking at your head saying, ah shit, he is not recovering from this. This nigga is permanently dumb in that part of his head. Like it's not working that way, bro. I will give you brain loss, insomnia. I won't care, bro. I will give you many types of diseases and shit like that. I will even give that nigga brain cancer. I'm not playing these games. I will legitimately end a nigga's career just because of them going to a little kid to rape them. I take no shit from a villain, from a criminal. So like, you better understand me right on this. Like, you could be a grown man and we on the streets, bro. Like, I don't care if you're my dad. If I see you do this to a kid, bro, best be known, I'm taking a pipe. Anywhere there's a pipe, if I see a pipe or a plane, anything I see as a weapon, I'm grabbing it and I'm hitting you in the calf. I swear to God, I'm hitting you in the calf, the kneecap, the legs. Bro, I'm aiming for your legs and I'm knocking you the fuck out and killing you, bro. It's not killing, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm hitting you. I'm making sure that kid is safe. And then I'm calling the cops on your ass. So, yeah. So, Deku, he just roaming around, and this store designer happened to see like Deku, basically Deku walking around. They give him Deku like this normal clothes and stuff like that, and this is where he gets the neck rings and shit like that. So like the whole thing in the neck, he gets that. All right, like that's the only thing he's getting. Like this is the only thing he's getting. Like it's not anything that's gonna choke him or kill him and anything like that. But like shit. So he just has her around his neck and stuff like that, cause well, that person was nice to him, even though he was a criminal. So he remembers did that, and he's gonna help them in the future. So my boy Deku, he basically goes into he goes home, basically to where Inko lives, and he walks inside the house, and immediately, Izuku, he opens the door and starts saying, Mom, where are you? And it's basically, he goes to the kitchen and he looks behind the counter to see a dead Inko on the floor. A dead Inko, like with a knife in her back, chest, doesn't matter. She has knives all over her. As like Mitsuki and Bakugo don't know about this. Like they don't know about this. Like they know about Deku being in jail. Mitsuki visits him to reassure him that to make sure he's fine. Bakugo just visits him to boast about how his greatness and shit like that Deku doesn't really care about. So yeah. So basically they're doing that. And oh my fucking God. So Deku, he does that without a care in the world. And then we skip to after searching Ingo's body. After searching Ingo's body, he finds under her dead carcass, her dead body, a letter. A letter written out in Ingo's blood. As it says, "Hey there, son." As he says, Zuka says, "Son, who's that?" As the letter says, "I know you're wondering who son is. It's you, Zuko. I'm your father, Hazashi Midoriya. Me and your mom have a grudge, and I came to pay back the debt. So, I hope you have fun with the dead body laying in front of you. Sincerely, your deadbeat dad, Hazashi." And Izuku just reading the note, his eyes basically go blank, basically. You know how, the whole, insane eyes are with the whole swirls just basically spirals or circles basically, and it's not filled in black pupils. Basically that's basically how Izuku's eyes look and stuff like that. So he's going insane right now. And since his insanity is not working, he's not sane right now, he's basically insane. Break is activating unconsciously. Izuku break is just working unconsciously, as it's breaking through space and time and shit like that, to which Deku he sees this as Deku. He's passing out due to overexerting his brain. Hold on, how long has it been? Oh shit. Alright then. So yeah, Izuku, he overexerted his brain and he needs to rest. So Izuku basically passed out. Hold on, let me delete something real quick. So yeah. So Deku overexerted himself. And he's passing out. And as he passes out, his body gets sucked into the basically the break-in of time and space. Now, while doing that, while he was breaking through time and space, absorbment started to work unconsciously, which means he started absorbing time and space itself. But he doesn't know this. Basically, he started absorbing time, space, infinity, basically and shit like that. So, and tiny bits of stardust, basically star particles and stuff like that from shooting stars, as basically Deku or comments basically. So Deku, he basically falls inside. Now we skip to a month later. Like Izuku has been like knocked for a month. As Deku, he's passed out for a month, and when Izuku wakes up, he's in this basically forest. He's in this forest for some reason, and he's thinking, "Oh, I'm hungry. Let me find something to eat." So he finds something to eat. As he's eating, he sees this animal pass by. As Deku sees the animal, and he's interested in the animal, he's thinking, I should follow it. As he follows the animal as to a very special place. As he sees a portal, as Deku as he goes inside the portal following after the animal, to which they reach this mystical place, to where basically the animals, like all these animals here, they're gonna be really important for Izuku. Well, to Izuku, especially these two, especially these two. Pay attention to them; they're gonna be useful. This one, it's kind of dangerous for Izuku. Pay attention to this one. Even though it's not gonna get much screen time, pay attention to this. I wouldn't say pay attention to this because it's about to be gone soon. So yeah. So Deku, he goes inside the portal and he sees this mystical place. I won't show you a picture of it because I don't have a picture of it and I don't want to look for a picture of it. So Deku, he goes to this mystical place, as basically he just sees, basically cranes just flying all over the place and shit like that, flowing rivers and shit like that, and basically many magical creatures, as basically on top of it is basically giant cave, and inside that cave is this dragon. Yes, right when Izuku steps in, this dragon senses Izuku's presence and immediately gets out and roars. As everybody inside that place is trembling in fear, as they all fall due to pressure being applied to them. As basically Izuku has gravity being applied to him as well. As Izuku falls to the ground unconscious, not really unconscious, but still, he's unable to move. As this is the god of, all the mystical beasts, basically. The second god, but the first is this one. It's the Galaxy Phoenix. But the difference is, this one, it works with galaxies, not basically the specific plane that they're on. So, basically, the dragon goes up to Izuku and says, "Boy, how dare you come here?" As he says, "No, it is not your fault." As he looks at the animal, like basically this deer wolf hybrid, and says, how dare you bring human into our sacred sanctuaries?" As the animal was pleading, saying, "It wasn't me, I didn't even know he was there." As the dragon says, "Excuses will not be permitted." You will die now, as he goes, and Izuku, he's struggling. He barely struggles to get up as he runs to the animal and gets in front of it to, well, receive a kick in front of the face, making contact. And once he made contact, he said break, as the window popped up in his head saying, do you want to break the whole animal or a piece of the animal? As Izuku says, the whole animal. As basically the whole dragon stops. Basically, it stops in its footsteps. It stops in its footsteps, and basically, it's still. As everybody, the pressure is not applied to them anymore, and they're wondering what's going on. As basically, Izuku goes up to the dragon and basically, well, taps the dragon. As all of a sudden, the dragon falls like shards of glass. As basically, Izuku hears, God damn it, I'll see you in hell. As Deku says, oh, so this is not the second time I'll be here. So this is not the final time I'll be hearing that phrase, huh? As basically, Izuku, he basically, well, kills the animal. Hold on. So after killing the monster, he was actually declared the strongest amongst all of them. Since, well, the ruler now is, well, him after killing, well, the strongest animal there. So, Izuku was declared the strongest, but he didn't really, well, take a kind liking to it, since, well, he liked the animals there. He took an interest in them, so he treated them well. He didn't treat them like the last one did. So, Izuku, while wandering and looking for food, because this man's get hungry too, like shit. Once he, well, killed the dragon, he, heard that, well, he has something like magic, chi, ki, and stuff like that. And, yeah, so basically he has basically every type of aura, magic, chi, ki, qi, ki, nan, basically, and stuff like that. Because this is a world that's between many different universes. So basically, Izuku has aura itself. It doesn't matter where he is, he can use anything that he wants. So there's no drawback to anything he can use, and he has an infinite supply of those things inside of his body. So he decides to put them in strands. Now, just creating one strand just puts a strain on Izuku's body, but the whole healing quirks from All for One are helping him. So Izuku doesn't have to worry. So yeah. So Izuku, he made basically strands and stuff like that. And he kept like twisting the strands that he made and keep doing that. He made strands, twisted them, making them, twisting them, making them, twisting them, and even twisting them. So yeah, so you basically get the gist. So Izuku does that, making himself strong enough to possibly destroy where he is right now. But he doesn't want to do that. He says, I want to control my abilities first. Now, while he was exploring, he ate this fruit. Now, the fruit, let's just say boasts power by, I don't know, 100 times. 100 times, yeah. It boosts power by 100 times, so Izuku is flowing with power. He says, God damn it, I have to control my power. Which is when, all of a sudden, he sees a horse running at him. As Izuku says, as he falls, right as one of the crystals are about to hit him, as it stops in mid-air, as the horse says, boy, you want to get stronger, yet you don't face things head on. Tell me, how do you plan to achieve your goals in the future? As she says, I don't know. What do you want me to do? As he says, tell me, boy, do you wish to get stronger and have more control over your powers? She says, yeah. As he says, good. Now then, I will train you in how to use your space. As Izuku says, wait, really? She says, yes. I am an animal that has fully mastered space itself. As Izuku, he trains under this horse type creature, this Pegasus horse type creature, for basically a year. And in that year, Izuku has learned many techniques of space, how he can cut into space, use space to travel to places he has already been. As Izuku has taken a liking to the horse, and the horse has taken a liking to Izuku. But sadly, the horse had to leave, since, well, it's not in its natural habitat. Sure, Yeah, they were in the same world, but it has its own natural habitat where it has to be. Izuku visits it sometimes, but on his way to visit it one day, he happens to feel like he's being watched as he looks around and he doesn't know what's going on. As all of a sudden, he feels a sudden wind pressure hit him, as it is this fox, this wolf. As the wolf says, pitiful. He only taught you how to use space, huh? Well then, since his only mastery is space, I shall teach you my powerful moves. I am a wolf, or to be exact, a wind wolf. I specialize in wind. So Izuku, he trains under this one for wind as well. Since, well, wind is kind of close to, well, space, so he has kind of like an attribute, so he learns fast, and he does that for 1 year. And the animal became fond of Izuku and actually viewed Izuku as a companion, or basically like a master, to take him as a pet. But Izuku declined and said he should be free. But one day while roaming around this place, he sees this slumbering dragon. As he comes close to the dragon, and all of a sudden, this stone appears in him as a pile, as he hears a voice behind the stone that says, "Boy, what are you doing getting so close? Don't you know it's dangerous?" As Izuku said, I just thought you were so pretty. As the dragon says, pretty. Hold on. Punch that stone as hard as you can. As Deku says, but what if I break it? As he says, don't worry. Punch it as hard as you can. As Deku punches the stone and sees that there's not even a scratch on it. Like, there's no dents in it, no scratch in it. And he bent space and wind to his fullest capabilities just to do that. And it didn't leave a scratch. As Izuku says, how? As the dragon says, I am the only dragon able to withstand the other dragon with Kill's power. But I cannot attack back. My only ability is defense, and it's because of this one stone. This stone is called Infinite Gem. It's a gem that once you break it, it instantly, recreates itself. Not only that, the only way you can, get rid of it is if the, person who summoned it or, created it or made it into existence wishes for it to be gone. I will be teaching you. As he says, I will be teaching you, but in return, you must take me as your familiar. As Deku says, familiar? What's that? As he says in simple terms for your human tongue, a pet. As Izuku says, alright. So for this one, for the gem dragon, since he hasn't really started to stone yet, he trains for 10 years with the dragon. And his body has slowly gotten taller and taller, and stuff like that, so by the end of the 10 years, Izuku, his body was slowed down. Why? Because there was, this. It's been slowing down Izuku's body time. So Izuku, even though he could train for hundreds of millions of years, his whole body and stuff won't really work like how it should. So Izuku, he learns earth magic for 10 years, as he's gotten such a close bond with this dragon that even if they're far away, they can still sense each other. And that golden lion is there as well, as Deku trained under the golden lion as well, as the golden lion represents luck. It's not really a dragon, but a mystical animal of luck, which has high luck at that. So it trained Izuku on, luck and stuff like that, since, the dragon happened to have a luck attribute, and Izuku put it up. So yeah, he trained under those two, and the dragon became his familiar. As then, one day while walking, this animal appears right in front of Izuku. And it says, I didn't formally introduce myself or, say thank you for saving me that day. I am the, fox of time. I'm the reason why your body hasn't, well, started to get old. As he says, wait, you've been slowing down time on my body? As it says, yes, and I shall be training you on time as my, well, gratitude. As it says, yeah, as he says, alright then. So, we skip to, well, 2 years later, since it's the opposite attribute of space. And he's fully mastered time to the point where he could reduce his, well, body growth to the point where he's practically immortal. And he uses this dragon's ability of better understanding, to better understand his powers. Now, while training, he senses a presence. He doesn't know what the presence is, he just senses it. As he uses space magic to go to this animal, but when he goes, he sees that he's in the far reaches of the universe. As this animal says, "Coo, coo, coo." To think that such a feeble human would be able to sense my presence. As Deku looks up and sees this big animal, and he says, what are you?" As he says, "Ho, ho, ho. Change Galaxy Phoenix to Phoenix of Existence. I am the Phoenix of Existence. And I have come to get rid of your existence. You are a nuisance to this world. Now disappear." As he proceeds to flap a wing to hit Deku. As right when it makes contact with Deku, he says, "Break." As all of a sudden breaks, and Deku says, "Absorb," before, well, all the pieces disperse into space. As all the pieces go inside Izuku, which henceforth show this basically the ball that's glowing. Now, Deku, he passes out, and he's basically floating in space for light years, basically. Like, for light years, basically. About, like, a few quintillion light years, but to, well, everybody in the My Hero Academia universe, it's only, like, the time that they're in middle school, not the last day of, well, third year or 8th grade. No, I'm not middle school, high school, basically not like the last year, but, well, 11th grade. So they're currently juniors, not seniors, they're juniors. All right. So yeah, so I'm a freshman in high school. I'm 15. So yeah. So Deku, he does that, and he's basically floating in space. Why? Because his body is trying to get accumulated to the Phoenix of Existence's powers. Since this Phoenix has been, well, alive since, well, the dawn of time and existence itself. So it was there before existence was even existence. So he's technically the one that created existence itself, basically everything in existence. Now, Deku, he doesn't really care about anything and stuff like that. And take in mind, like, the heroes went to Inko's house and saw that Inko was dead, and they thought that this was Izuku's doing. But then they saw the note, and it was Hazashi, and they tracked down Hazashi and basically, well, put him in jail. And Izuku doesn't know about the Zig. They don't know where Izuku is. They're trying to find him, but they can't find anything on Izuku. And let's take in mind the crown on the Phoenix's head. That crown of stars, Izuku has it. It floats around his head, but he never really shows it. Now, before Izuku left, he put this on. And it was actually a gift that Inko, well, bought. He saw it on the table, and Inko, and says, "My dear Izuku, I know I won't be able to last long, but I hope you will use this in the future." So Izuku, he's been using space to make it stretch out and stuff like that. Not to, like, rip, but, like, fit him even better. So basically, that's how it works. So Deku, right after absorbing the Phoenix, after a few quintillion light years, he's getting all these swarms of memories about everything and stuff like that. Even infinity itself, as he says, "It hurts." So yeah, and Izuku goes back to the world, to basically the world he was training with the animals, and immediately he gets tackled by the fox and the dragon. As they both said, "Master, you're back." As Izuku said, "Ah, right." As all of a sudden Izuku thinks, "Oh, right, I gotta get back to my world." As Zuko, he opens a portal and he jumps on the dragon's back, and the fox says, "What about me, master?" As he says, "Get in my shadow." As it says, "All right then." As Deku allows it to go inside his shadows. And Zuko, his eyes are still cracked. Well, they're fixed now, but his eyes are new. Let me show you his eyes. As his eyes look like this now. As they're still cracked, but the eyes look like this. As Zuko, before he goes to the portal and says, "How long has it been? A few quintillion light years. I'm finally going back to my world, huh? Well then, let my new adventures begin." As he's inside the portal now. My boy Zuko, he's inside the portal, and well, he sees a bright light, and he sees that he's in a forest. He doesn't know where he is, he's just in a forest. So yeah, and that's where I'm gonna be ending it off, guys. This has been part 2 of part 1 of What If Deku Was Emotionless. My apologies. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Lotus with us. Right. The question of the day. I did not put a question of the day today. I usually put random questions of things I'm thinking about. Types of women, I guess. I have nothing to types of women or your type of men. Since I'm a boy, I'll tell you my type of women. Technically, I'm cool with any type of woman. Quite honestly, there's only one thing I ask from a woman. It's to show me kindness. So show me kindness. I don't really care. As long as you show me kindness, I'm cool with it. Like, you could be a spoiled brat. As long as you show me kindness, I'm cool with it. Alright? So, yeah, just don't do anything, like, too dangerous and stuff like that. As long as you show me kindness, yeah, we hit it off. But, like, the ones that really get me riled up and turn me on are possibly masochists. Like I said, something about choking a girl and hearing that moan in pain, makes me feel how a male feels when, well, they're watching certain stuff. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the question of the day. What is your preference in male or women? And, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Lotus What Ifs. Out. Bye, my little star.